Undefeated Real Woods for Iowa, and true freshman Sergio Lemley.
Real was ranked #1 in the country. You know, I've known Mark Ironside from Iowa for a long time, and he does this radio show. And I said, hey, Mark, I said, actually, we got a kid on our team I think you're really going to like.
Coach Tom Brands, I remember telling me, he's a hungry freshman coming in. So we very quickly got to realize who he was.
Now he hips into him. Now he's got him a little bit of trouble.
You saw him fight off some really tough early takedowns, and I feel like a lot of times Real would have got those scores. And then Sergio really started to find his offense.
There's a roll, and right back into Woods. And he's got him on his back. He's got him on his back, Jim.
The way I reacted, it was a little bit of that whoa factor, you know, that surprise and a little stun.
During Sergio's match, I was just warming up in the back room. I find myself just totally locked into the match now, like not even warming up really, just kind of getting nervous for him.
And listen to this crowd, the true freshman.
When I heard it go crazy outside, again, I left the locker room and I ran down the tunnel.
And now he's got a cradle. Sergio Lemley going to put Real Woods on his back again.
My first emotion was call the pin.
Looking for the fall. That's it. Sergio Lemley has arrived in Ann Arbor.
After the match, when I was talking to him, he said, you know, I just wanted to put an exclamation point on it so no one questioned the outcome.
I grew up in Chesterton, Indiana. I've been scrapping since I was 5. I was just a mean little kid, and that's why I think I kind of like wrestling. I think I was playing lacrosse at the time, and I just felt I needed to put my hands on someone.
Good.
He's got this, you know, this fierce determination that really fuels his training and improvement.
But right there is a reversal. Calm, collected, Lemley, the freshman.
He's talented, but he's not the most talented. He's athletic, but he's not the most athletic. But his work ethic and his determination to improve is really, really what his greatest strengths are. He's a deep thinker, he's passionate about it, he's fanatical about the sport, and it's also what makes him so special.
I like to read a lot of philosophy, and I would just write it down. I eventually started putting it up on my wall. When I do read, it just goes like one side and not the other, and I wanted to write it down and remember it. Men are anxious to improve their circumstances, but are unwilling to improve themselves. They therefore will remain bound. Some of these are just a lot about self-confidence, and I think that's really important for my life and for wrestling.
Every night he would write, you know, read a book and then write a couple notes to himself, put it up so where he could see it, and then just study them. Christmas break, we had to stay in the hotel. He brought his bag of notes with him. He had like a bag of notes that was like this thick.
This is just my freshman year during the season. I just didn't want to lose this information. I was in probably 7th or 6th grade when I wrote this down. Even during the season when you are competing, it's easy to get discouraged. So it's just really nice to see this.
The thing that really started to continue to give Sergio confidence was the ability to wrestle guys at a pace that made them start to slow down and start to really hold back. In late January, we wrestled Penn State at home, and it was a big match with Bo Bartlett.
Now Lemley coming through. Here's the acrobatics of Bartlett, but Lemley anticipated it pretty well.
Bo sort of won that in a razor-thin margin right at the end, where Sergio started to take over the momentum.
I basically had 2 weeks to prepare for the Iowa match, and it was at Chrysler, it was at home.
This would be the biggest win of his career. Just a true freshman.
I saw Mark Ironside afterwards, and he said, you know, you're absolutely right about that Lemley kid. Holy cow. I would say he had a really great freshman year, but so much is built around how you finish at the NCAA tournament, and we all know that.
Unfortunately, I went 1-2 at NCAAs. Once my dreams and aspirations at NCAAs didn't go the way I wanted, I felt like I was definitely a little bit lost. It felt like all of the work I put in that year didn't amount to anything.
I sensed Sergio was, obviously struggling with that finish. But there's a certain part of reconciling that has to come from within yourself.
He's focused. That's a testament of someone who's hungry. So long as he stays on the gas pedal against the best guys, I think that he'll be able to overwhelm them with his strengths.